Hello friends, today's topic is asepsis. Asepsis is a state of being free from disease-causing microorganisms. Simply we can say that asepsis is keeping something away from microorganisms. Asepsis is a state of being free from disease-causing microorganisms like bacteria, virus, fungi or parasites. The modern concept of asepsis evolved in the 19th century through multiple individuals. So, asepsis can be defined as a state of being free from disease-causing microorganisms like pathogenic bacteria, viruses, fungi, or parasites, and thereby reducing the chance of contamination or infection. And the concept of asepsis evolved in the 19th century through the multiple individuals. Among them, Philip Semmelweis was a Hungarian physician and scientist, now known as an early pioneer of antiseptic procedures. He discovered that the incidence of puerperal fever or childbed fever could be drastically reduced by the use of hand disinfection in obstetrical clinics. So, Philip Semmelweis was the first who discovered that the incidence of the childbed fever can be reduced by the use of hand disinfection method. Next, Louis Pasteur and Joseph Lister introduced the usage of carbolic acid as an antiseptic and thereby reducing the surgical infection rates. Next was the Lawson Tate who shifted the idea from antisepsis to asepsis. He instilled the practices such as a strict no talking policy within his operating room and drastically limiting the number of people to come in contact with a patient's wound and thereby reducing the chance of infection. Ernst von Bergmann introduced the usage of autoclave for the sterilization of surgical instruments, and this will also help to reduce the infection rate. And everything from operating room uniform to gloves was introduced by William Hursted. Next is the general safety considerations in the microbiology lab. First one is the access to the lab must be limited and wear lab coat and gloves and tie back long hair. Avoid taking food inside the lab and discard the contaminated materials at the earliest by the appropriate method and clean up the spills immediately and decontaminate the lab bench with the disinfectant before and after the lab and wash hands before leaving the lab. These are the general safety measures to be followed in the microbiology lab in order to prevent the chance of contamination or infection. Next is general aseptic techniques. Aseptic technique can be defined as a set of routine measures that are taken to prevent cultures, sterile media stocks, and other solutions from being contaminated by the unwanted microorganisms. So, it is a set of measures that are used to prevent culture, media, and other solutions from being contaminated by the pathogenic microorganisms or the unwanted microorganisms. And the aseptic techniques control the opportunities for contamination of cultures by microorganisms from the environment or contamination of the environment by the microorganisms being handled. So these aseptic techniques control the opportunity for contamination of the culture by microorganisms from either the environment or contamination of the environment by the microorganisms being handled. Coming to the examples of the aseptic techniques, first one is the cleaning and disinfecting lab surfaces prior to use, limiting the duration that the culture or media are uncapped and exposed to the air, keeping petri dishes closed whenever possible, effectively sterilizing inoculating loops and other equipment that come into contact with the cultures or media and avoiding breathing on cultures or sterile instruments. So the examples of the aseptic techniques followed are cleaning and disinfecting lab surfaces prior to use, limiting the duration that a culture or media remain open and exposed to the air, and keeping petri dishes closed whenever possible, and effectively sterilizing the inoculating loops and other equipments that come into contact with the cultures or media, and avoid breathing on cultures or sterile instruments. There are some general rules to follow for any aseptic techniques. First one is close windows and doors to reduce draughts, and also make transfer over a disinfected surface. All microbial transfer or culturing must be carried out under a disinfected surface, and complete all operations as quickly as possible but without any hurry. And the vessels must be opened for the minimum amount of time possible, and while vessels are open, all work must be carried out near a Bunsen burner flame, and on opening a test tube or bottle, the neck must be immediately warmed to reduce the chance of contamination. If you are using the petri dishes, limit exposure of the sterile inner surface to the contamination from the air, and the part of the sterile pipette which will be put into culture or sterile vessels must not be touched or allowed to come into contact with other non-sterile surfaces. All items which come into contact with the microorganism must be sterilized before and after each exposure. So the general rules are: first one is close windows and doors and make the transfer over a disinfected surface, and complete all operations quickly but not without any hurry. And the vessels must be open for a limited time, and the vessels are open and all work must be carried out near the Bunsen burner flame. On opening a test tube or bottle, we must warm the neck of the bottles or the test tube, and in case if we are using the petri dishes, limit exposure of the sterile inner surface to the contamination from the air, and the part of the sterile pipettes will not be put into culture. The parts of the sterile pipettes must not be touched or allowed to come into contact with other non-sterile surfaces, and all items which come into contact with microorganisms must be sterilized before and after each exposure. Coming to the tools used for maintaining aseptic condition, first one is the Bunsen burner. Probably it is the easiest way to create a relatively sterile environment, and this common piece of equipment burns a continuous stream of a flammable gas, usually the natural gas like methane, and the major purpose of the open flame in aseptic technique is to create a cone of hot air above and around the laboratory bench to reduce the viability of organisms present on the suspended dust particles, and the ability of the Bunsen burner flame to heat things very quickly also make it an ideal choice for sterilizing, inoculating loops, warming glass bottlenecks, or igniting alcohol on culture spreaders. First and the foremost method used is by the Bunsen burner, and it is the easiest way to create a relatively sterile environment, and this common piece of the equipment uses a continuous stream of flammable gas, usually the natural gas, and the major purpose of this open flame in aseptic technique is to create a cone of hot air above and around the laboratory bench to reduce the viability of the organisms on the suspended dust particles, and it is mainly used for sterilizing loops, glass bottlenecks, test tubes, etc. Second one is a laminar flow unit. A laminar flow unit or a laminar hood is a sophisticated appliance that helps to prevent the contamination of reagents and biological cultures, and it provides the workspace with clean ultra-filtered air. It also keeps room air from entering the work area and removes airborne contaminants. The most important part of a laminar flow hood is a high efficiency particulate air filter, that is a HEPA filter. A certified HEPA filter captures 99.97% of the dust, pollen, mold, bacteria, and any airborne particles. Thank you.